On January 4, 2012, a single image appeared on 4chan, white text on a black background, no username, no explanation, no context of any kind. It said, "Hello, we are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck." 3301. Most people scrolled past it. A handful didn't. What those few people stumbled into became the most elaborate, most sophisticated, and most completely unresolved mystery the internet has ever produced. Over the next 3 years, an anonymous group called Cicada 3301 ran 3 separate puzzle cycles that spanned cryptography, steganography, prime number theory, classical literature, original music compositions, physical posters taped to walls in cities across 4 continents, bootable Linux operating systems, dark web pages, and a 75-page book written in runic symbols that, over a decade later, with the combined effort of thousands of the world's best cryptographers, has still not been fully decoded. Nobody knows who created it, nobody knows why, and the people who reached the end have never publicly said what they found. Here is how it began, and how quickly it stopped being simple. The image itself was the first test, hidden inside the file, not visible to the naked eye, but detectable by anyone who knew to look, was a Caesar cipher, one of the oldest forms of encryption in existence, predating computers by 2,000 years. When decoded, it revealed a link to an image on Imgur. That image contained a message, "Just decoys this way." Looks like you can't guess how to get the message out, which meant there was more. Solvers ran the image through Outguess, a steganographic analysis tool that detects information concealed inside files, and found another layer, a Reddit thread, another cipher, another link, another hidden layer inside that. Within 48 hours, thousands of people across the internet were working on it simultaneously, not casually, with the kind of focused intensity that usually accompanies professional research. Within days, the trail had led from 4chan to Reddit to Imgur to a phone number that, when called, played a recording in touch tone frequencies that decoded to a sequence of prime numbers. Those prime numbers, when applied to specific books, produced coordinates. Real coordinates, physical locations across the United States, Poland, France, South Korea, Spain, and Australia. At each location, attached to lampposts, taped to walls, were physical posters printed with a QR code and a Cicada symbol. The codes led back into the digital trail. Whatever Cicada 3301 was, it had people on the ground in at least 6 countries. It had resources. It had planning that stretched across continents. This was not something one person built in a weekend. The first puzzle ended in January 2012. A small number of solvers, the exact number has never been confirmed, received private contact from Cicada 3301 and were directed to a final destination that remains undisclosed. Marcus Warner, one of the confirmed 2012 winners, has confirmed that those who completed the puzzle were vetted through questions about their views on privacy, information freedom, and censorship. What happened after that vetting he has never said. Exactly 1 year later, on January 4, 2013, a new puzzle appeared. Same greeting, same PGP cryptographic signature, a unique digital fingerprint that allowed solvers to verify the message genuinely came from the same source. This time the challenge was more complex. It incorporated references to Aleister Crowley's The Book of the Law, a custom bootable Linux operating system that had to be run to access the next stage, and new physical clues in 8 locations across 4 countries. Original music compositions, titled The Instar Emergence and Interconnectedness, contained hidden messages within their audio files. Clues were buried inside a cryptic Twitter account. The puzzle wrapped and dissolved layers the way an onion peels, except every layer revealed another layer. In 2014, a 3rd puzzle appeared, and this one was different. It did not end with a finish line. It ended with a book, the Liber Primus, Latin for first book. 75 pages written in a runic alphabet called the Gematria Primus, a custom cipher system that Cicada 3301 apparently created specifically for this purpose. Each symbol mapped to a letter, but the mapping varied across pages, with different layers of encryption applied to different sections. Some pages use simple substitution, others use Vision-Re-style ciphers requiring keys derived from solving earlier pages, creating a chain of dependencies that meant you could not brute force your way through. You had to solve the puzzle in sequence, and each answer had to be correct before the next layer opened. 17 pages of the Liber Primus have been decoded after more than a decade of collective effort. The decoded sections read like a philosophical manifesto, fragments about self-sufficiency, privacy, digital freedom, Gnostic philosophy, and the nature of knowledge. One passage reads, a warning, believe nothing which has not been proven to your own satisfaction. Another, you must destroy that which keeps you bound. 56 pages of the Liber Primus remain completely unreadable, not because no one has tried, because the keys required to decrypt them have not been found. The community of people working on this problem includes professional cryptographers, mathematicians, and former intelligence agency analysts. There is a GitHub archive containing 5,157 files across 37 directories documenting every known clue, every attempted solution, every decoded fragment, and 56 pages remain encrypted. The lock is sitting in the open. Nobody has found the key. After 2014, Cicada 3301 went silent. A disputed message appeared in 2016. A single PGP signed warning was issued in 2017. Beware false paths, and then nothing. The community checks every message that claims to be from Cicada against the original cryptographic signature. None has matched since 2017. The last verified authentic communication was April 2017. After that, nothing. This is where the theories begin, and they reveal more about what people think Cicada 3301 might have been than any confirmed fact does. The most commonly cited theory is government recruitment. The NSA, GC, and similar intelligence agencies are known to have used elaborate puzzles to identify exceptional cryptographic talent. GCHQ itself ran public recruitment puzzles in this period. The sophistication of Cicada's encryption, the global physical infrastructure, the focus on privacy and digital freedom, and the pattern of identifying and quietly extracting the most capable solvers. All of it fits the model of an intelligence agency running a covert talent acquisition operation in the aftermath of the 2013 Snowden revelations, when public trust in signals intelligence had collapsed and recruitment through traditional channels had become harder. The second major theory is hacktivist recruitment. Anonymous, WikiLeaks, and similar organizations were in their most active period during the Cicada years. The philosophical content of the Liber Primus, its emphasis on digital freedom, privacy, resistance to surveillance, aligns closely with hacktivist ideology. Several researchers have noted that the technical sophistication required to build and run the Cicada puzzles overlaps almost perfectly with the skills that would be valuable inside an organization like Anonymous. The third theory is the one nobody can fully dismiss, that it was art, an elaborate multi-year, multi-continental collaborative art project designed to create the experience of an unsolvable mystery, with no actual answer waiting at the end. Here is what makes Cicada 3301 genuinely different from every other internet mystery. Most unsolved mysteries are unsolved because the evidence is gone, destroyed, lost, decomposed, buried, or simply never recorded. Cicada 3301 is unsolved while the evidence sits in the open. The Liber Primus exists, it can be downloaded, it can be studied, the cryptographic signature exists, and can be verified. The coordinates, the posters, the audio files, the Linux OS, all of it is archived and accessible to anyone. The mystery isn't that the evidence disappeared. The mystery is that the evidence is right there, and nobody has been able to read it. Somewhere in 56 pages of runes the answer might exist. The purpose, the identity, the explanation for why an anonymous group spent 3 years building the most sophisticated puzzle the internet has ever seen, and then vanished without claiming credit. Or the answer might be that there is no answer, that the puzzle was the point, that the experience of standing at the edge of something enormous and just barely out of reach, that feeling of almost understanding, of a solution that seems one step away, was what Cicada 3301 was actually trying to produce. If so, it worked. More than a decade later, the people who care about this haven't stopped caring. The archive keeps growing, the solved pages keep being re-examined, and the unsolved pages keep refusing to open. 3301 is still waiting. Whether anyone will ever be intelligent enough to find them, that remains to be seen.